Well, hello and welcome everyone. This is Victor's Wagon 360, and today I'm gonna be doing something a bit different rather than like doing a tutorial for the Clickteam Fusion 2.5. Almost said 3.5. Not there yet, but getting there. Anyway, and instead of doing like a tutorial, a complete thing, I'm just gonna be doing a series of short lessons that are a bit more practical than tutorial, but not much explained, but they basically show you how to do specific stuff in specific situation for specific purpose. So let's have a look at the new application. Today I will be showing you how to do a simple ragdoll. So create a new application, double click on the empty frame. If you think what are these dots over here, it's just the grid. You can disable and enable it by clicking the button show grid. It's just easier for me. So yeah, let's double click anywhere on the field and put a new active by double clicking it, and clicking on the field will basically create it. So now we have an active. Let's just double click it and choose rectangle tool, just filled, and choose the black color, color everything in and press OK. So we got basically a black square. This is gonna be our body. So if we right click it and go to rename and type in body, that's how we call this active object. As you can see, it's changed here and here. So that's how we will be seeing this object in the event editor over here as well. So yeah, let's just move it to the center a bit, click on it again while it's selected, and resize it so that it's like a stick thing. I'm going to be doing a stickman figure as an example, and yeah, basically I'm going to be giving it 2 arms and 2 hands and 2 legs and 2 feet in a way. So yeah, let's try and do this the way that we did the body. Oh, and the head obviously. So double click, active. Let's actually do the head now. Now click on it again, same way, resize it, click on the clear to start with new image, and do a head, filled head preferably, and do this. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just for demonstration purposes. And we'll call it, actually, you know what, if you want it to be perfect, just click this button, crop in the sprite editor, and click OK. So yeah, then move the active here and we'll rename it to head. So now let's just make a body a bit slimmer. So it's a stick, not a whole bolt thing. Oh, I don't know what it's called, but yeah. Yeah, let's just say we want to attach this head to this body. First of all, we need to have the point of attachment, and we can use the active's properties such as hotspot or active. Action point, my bad. Either hotspot or action point. We go to the active editor, view hotspot, and set it to bottom. Or action point, if you want to attach through that, also go to action point and also set to bottom. So now we click OK. As you can see, it's moved a bit. That's because we changed the points. We move it the way we want it to be attached to the body. And now we must give body and head the physics movement types. So if I go to movement in the properties after selecting the object, and go from static to physics static movement. Now when I click it, the message will appear saying that it needs a physics engine. That is because the physics movement needs a set of rules to follow in physical world. So yeah, hotspot of an object with physical movement must be positioned at center mass of object. Not necessarily always, but most of the time that's the best case scenario. So it told us we need to place the physics engine, so we double click, scroll down until we find the physics engine. Should be in any version of Clickteam Fusion. Place it somewhere outside of the main field so that it's not getting in the way. And now what we do is we go to the head and repeat the operation. Go to movement, then type physics static movement, okay. And now in order to attach the head to the body, what we need to do is we go to the joint tab and select revolute joint. Now the joint name is actually important because that's where we are going to attach other parts to it, like heads or something in the future. I'm not going to do it in this tutorial, but yeah, just for the purposes of demonstration, call it head, same as the name of the object, and joint with body, and press enter. Anchor from hotspot. So now let's see how it behaves, and you'll notice that it just falls down and goes right through the end of the screen. Now why is that? Simply because we didn't set it in events editor to stop when it hits the bottom of the screen. So let's do that. Go to event editor, new condition. In fact, when body hits any side of the screen, so here, 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 or here, leaves the play area, yeah, that's the way to describe it, then its movement will stop. There we go, it works. So now the way it's going to work is the head is basically attached to the body and it doesn't really spin around much. Why is that? That's because it doesn't have much angle difference. So if we give it the freedom per se to spin from side to side, then this is how it's going to be. We put the lower angle to say minus 30 degrees. If it goes like 30 degrees here and 30 degrees here, we'll put 30 degrees for upper angle, then it will actually wobble around. Now let's just do some more objects. Do the same. Apologies. Oops, not that one. Yeah, make it slightly thinner, longer. So right click and clone object several times so that it is basically the same one, the same image but different objects. And now, as you can see, there are 4 objects here. We shall rename them. This is going to be our left arm. This is going to be our left hand. This is going to be our right arm. And the right hand. So we put the left arm to the left of the body, put left hand to the left of the right arm, left arm, my bad, left arm to the right, right arm to the right of the body, right hand to the right of the right arm. Okay, we have like some sort of cross. Now if we do the same for the feet, create an active object. Okay, and clone object, also 4 times. That's going to be left leg, left foot. Didn't mean to do capitals. Doesn't have to be exact. Right leg, and right foot. Oh, there we go. So now we got our body parts. Let's actually do the logics behind them. So left arm should have a hotspot to the very right of it, because it's attaching with the right side to the body. So it's the left hand, it's attaching with the very right bit to the left arm. Change it accordingly. Right arm respectively has the hotspot to the left, and right hand has also hotspot to the left. So let's move them a bit here. Let's just put these ones to the top, top, and top. Let's just do this quickly as possible. Move both legs and feet just under the body, and there we have it. So how do we make them attach? Because if we just select all of them and give them a movement of, oh, that's right, physics static movement. No, not physics spring. Okay, should really set it to not show the message again, but I'll do that later. Okay. So now we'll have to do all the objects again. Basically, the joint type for the head was a revolute joint. That was head. That was body. Lower angle minus 30. Upper angle 30. And left arm is obviously also revolute joint. Actually, you know what, let's just do it for all of these objects, the same movement types. So it's going to be revolute joints for all of them. And let's say all angles are going to be the same for all these objects, which is minus 15, and this is going to be 15. So yeah, left arm, now this is the crucial bit. The left arm must be connecting with the body, so let's just call this left arm as well. Joint with body. Left hand also has this name, left hand, joint with left arm in this case, because this is joint with this. So let's do the same here. Right arm joint with body. Right hand joined with the right arm, left leg joined with body, right leg joined with body as well, left foot joined with left leg, yep, choose this one, chose that one by accident, and right foot is joined with right leg. So there we have it, we set up a system. Now if we just run it to test it, what's gonna happen is it starts waving his arms a bit, so that as you remember the angle is 15 and it's kind of not exactly the same on either side, because there is slight difference between how we placed the hands and arms here and there. The head is obviously spinning to this side because it's got its angle limit of 30 degrees both ways. So as you noticed, the legs and feet went through the ground because they didn't get collision with the ground, so ground being side of the screen obviously in this case. That is because in events we only set event that if the body leaves the play area then it stops. However, if we need a whole group of objects to be hitting and stopping the side of the screen, then all we do is select these objects and give them a type, or qualifier as they call them. Basically we join them into a group called qualifier, like this, and say if we call it physics, let's just see if there is physics. Yeah, physical objects. I just started typing in PHY on the keyboard and it kind of selected it. So okay. Now if we replace it in the events, we change the body for the physical objects. So the whole group hits the side of the screen or leaves the play area as Clickteam sees it, then not just this will stop, but all physical objects should stop. And we can get rid of this one now because we don't really need it, because body is also part of the physical object group. Let's test it out. And there we have it. The Ragdoll is working. As simple as it is. Then we can add some little conditions that if we press a key on the keyboard, say up arrow, then the force will be applied to the physical objects upwards. So let's actually do that. Movement physics, apply, my bad, impulse, not force, because it has better direction and effect. So the strength of impulse, let's say 10. Okay, direction, 0 is to the right, I think, 90 is upward, 180 to the left, 270 is down. So we press, type in 90, and we can try it out. Press upward button, and she gets lifted into the air. Now another thing we can do is make the objects collide between each other. So if the physical object from group physical objects basically collides with another object of physical group, then they should both stop as well. Let's try it out. Now the legs should be colliding with each other. As you can see, they are not crossing over. So there we have it. Simple Ragdoll done in Clickteam Fusion 2.5. I hope you enjoyed this little lesson, and I really think it should be possible to make more complicated games from this basis. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. This was Victor's Wagon 360, and I'll see you next time.